Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the last period, we learned about the second part of Unit 2. In this session, we are going to learn about Unit 3, so you will be able to read text and read a dialogue, learn how to describe how to keep your home clean, learn about great rivers, and read about great men and women. We start in Lesson 1, Unit 3, page 51, People who help us. Read about these two people and answer the following questions. What do you think is the most useful thing a Scot does? 2. Name two people who work in a court of law. To answer these two questions, you are going to read below. First, listen carefully, then read. My name is Yasir. I am Scot. I joined the Scots last year. In the Scots, we learn discipline, first aid, and many other useful things. The Scots is a good school for character building. We can put out fires and save drowning people. A Scot never says no when his received are need. Picture 2. Dear pupil, I am Nasir. I am a lawyer. My job is not easy. I defend people in courts of law. I see that justice is done. I really help the judge in his work. Now, dear pupil, you can read about them and answer the question below. Here in this exercise, read about Arab and Mansour, then answer the questions. Who do you think works the longest each day? Name the 3 places that Mansour drives people to. Picture 1. Listen, dear pupil. My name is Arab. I am an engineer. I design things and make things. I also make and repair machines. I like my job very much. Picture 2. My name is Mansour. I am a driver. I drive a bus in Khartoum. I work from 8 to 10. My job is to drive people to work in the morning and to their homes after work. In the afternoons and evenings, I drive them to the market. My work is very hard. Exercise B, ask and answer. You can complete the answer. For example, 1, what is name? Here is you can choose Mansour or Arab. What is Mansour? He is a driver. Here is exercise C on page 53. Make sentences. For example, a lawyer defends people in a court of law. This is an example. You can make sentence with a Scot, a bus driver, an engineer. Using the sentence can save people from drawing, designs things, defends people in a court of law, drives people to work. Exercise D. Complete this table. The top of the diagram here are 3 columns: job, place and duties. 1. Nurse. 2. Engineer. 3. Carpenter. 4. Lawyer. 5. Driver. 6. Traffic policeman. And 7. Teacher. The place here is hospital. Duties: look after patients. Here is to complete the table, we use number 1, nurse, her place is hospital, and her duties look after patients. You can complete the other activity. Dear pupil, in E here is written work. Write sentences about the job of one of the following. You can write of one: a teacher, or a farmer, or a nurse. Now we are going to lesson 2 in unit 3, great men and women. 1. In this lesson you are going to listen, then after you listen, decide who the passage is about. Please look at the board and follow me carefully. He was born on a small island in northern Sudan. From the time he was a little boy, he loved learning about religion. He learned the Quran and in different khalwas. He moved to Aba Island and became a great religious reader. He loved his country. He did not want his country to be ruled by foreigners. He decided to drive them out and make Sudan free. In Aba, he fought his first battle against the Turks. He then moved to Western Sudan because his followers increased in numbers. He won many battles against the British. Before he died in 1885, he freed all the Sudan from foreign rule. You can read and decide who is he. 2. He was born in Tangier, in Morocco, in 1304. He was a great and famous traveler. His travels took him as far as China and India. He toured most of the known world of his time. People called him the traveler of Islam because he intended to travel to all the Islamic countries. He wrote a book about the strange things he saw on his travels. After 28 years of traveling, he returned home. Finally, he became a judge of his own country. 3. He was born in South Africa in 1918. He was the son of a tribal chief. He studied at university and became a lawyer. He wanted to see justice done for all the people in his country, whether black or white. He became a political leader and worked hard to help his own people gain their freedom. In 1963, he was put in prison and stayed there until 1990. After that, he traveled all over the world to receive honors and talk about his ideas. He worked and spoke for the right of all South African citizens. In 1994, he became South Africa's first black president. You can guess. Number one. Who is number one? You can decide. Al-Mahdi. Number one is Muhammad Ahmed Al-Mahdi. 2, Ibn Battuta, the traveler Ibn Battuta. And number 3, he is Nelson Mandela. In exercise B, you complete. The first passage is about, you can write the name down. The second passage is about, and the third passage is about. Write them down. C. Who is who? Read the following statements, then write down the name of the person they describe. 1. He is Sudanese. You can read this statement, then you write down the name of the person they describe. He is Sudanese. For example, you can write Al-Mahdi. His father was the leader of a tribe. His father was a leader of a tribe. For example, Nelson Mandela. You can continue writing the names to number 10 on page 56. In exercise D, now tell the groups a story about a famous person. Here is telling a story about famous person. Don't say who the person is. You don't say his name. Let them guess. E. Look at the picture. On the board, please. Study this picture. What is it? It's a balloon. Now listen carefully, please. The balloon is about to fall into the river. It can carry only one person safely. They are going to jump out so that one can stay alive. Each of the 4 people thinks that he or she is more important than the others and should stay in the balloon. To pupils, this activity to you, dear pupils. Now you are the 4 people. You are the 4 people. You can be any famous person you like. You can choose any famous person in the world. Decide who you are and say why you should be the one to be saved. Tell the others. 1. What you have done in your life. What you intend to do in the future. 3. Why your life is more important than theirs. The group can ask each person questions, then they vote and decide who is to stay in the balloon. They vote, and after that they decide who is to stay in the balloon. You or theirs. Dear pupil, Unit 3, Lesson 3, on page 58, Great Rivers. Look at the map, say the name of the rivers. Have a look to the board, dear student. Here is a map. You can mention the rivers here. After that, you are going to read about one of these rivers. First you go to listen. After that, you are going to read. The river Nile, which is the longest river in the world, follows through the Sudan. It has its source in Lake Victoria and runs through rocky country. Then it follows through flat land until it enters Lake No. Here it is joined by the Bahr al-Ghazal. From this point until Khartoum, it is called the White Nile. The Blue Nile, which begins in the Ethiopian highlands, joins the White Nile at Khartoum. Many people live on the river banks. They use ferries to cross the river. The river is very useful for transport and irrigation. On page 59, here is exercise C. Answer the question about the passage. Where is the source of the Nile? Where is the source of the Nile? The answer, the source of the Nile is Victoria Lake. Where does it follow? It follows in Sudan. You can answer the question from 3 to 5 and write them down. In exercise D, the Blue Nile, which begins in the Ethiopian highlands, joins the White Nile in Khartoum. Now, make sentences and write them in your exercise book. Here is a diagram. Khartoum, the Nile, my house, the picture, and so on. Which follows through Sudan, which is very old, which is a big town, which you will see is falling down, is a great river, is very nice, is the capital of Sudan. For example, Khartoum, which is a big town, is the capital of Sudan. You can make sentences and write them down. E. Look at the map of the world and write the names of the 5 rivers in your exercise book. This activity for you, dear pupils. You can name 5 rivers in the world and write them down. Unit 3, Lesson 4. Keep your home clean. Please, dear pupil, look at the board. Here are some pictures. Look and describe. Picture 1, Huda, sweep. Luca, dust. Nawal, wash. And Dorothy, clean. Describe this. What is Huda doing? She is sweeping the floor, for example. What is Huda doing? In exercise B, she is sweeping the floor. You can complete describing by your own. C. Make questions. What does Huda use to wash the table and chairs? Or what does Huda use to clean the floor? For example, she uses a broom or duster. D. Ask and answer. What makes a table dusty? What makes a table dusty? What makes a place dirty? What makes a weather windy? you can ask and answer question like this. In exercise A, here is river puzzles. 1. Write the correct word, then find the Sudanese river. Here is a puzzle. This is like a game. 1. A part of your body. A part of your body in A. You can look down in the picture from A to F. What is it? Arm. Number A, arm. It's a part of your body. B. Children play with them. Look at B. Here is the letter O. The word is toys. Toys. Now you can play with the river puzzle and complete the picture. Number 2, word search. There are 20 words hidden in this square. Each word connected with the word river. Each word is connected with word river. See how many you can find. After you find them, count how many are they. For example, look at the first line. The word here, the first word, wash. W-A-S-H, wash. In the second row, you find rain. The word rain. The other word, source. And so on. You can complete. And after that, how many words you find. By this point, we have finished the first part of lesson unit 3. In the next lesson, we are going to continue unit 3. Thank you for listening. Stay well, dear pupils.